Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Healthy Moving Podcast, the show that empowers you to exercise less, but move more so you will feel better. I am your healthy moving enthusiast, Jen Hoffman from healthymoving.com. Today's show is all about neck and shoulder tension. I think everyone complains about a literal pain in the neck at some point. And today we're going to talk about how to ease them. But before we start, I want to invite you to check out my free No Time Exercise Solution class. Whether you spend your days in the office, at home with your kids, or somewhere in between, chances are you struggle to make time for exercise and self-care. My 4-step system for women who don't have time to work out can help you reduce aches and pains and improve your energy level and just in general feel amazing in and about your body. To get yourself registered, head to healthymoving.com/free class, or you can text NO TIME, that's NOTIME, all one word, to 33444. Okay, on with the show. When I begin working with a new student in my coaching and challenge program or in a private one-to-one consultation, I always ask them to tell me about their current aches and pains or their current health goals. Neck and shoulder pain and tension is on almost everyone's list. Most of us experience that discomfort of tension in the upper body at some point. And for lots of people, that tension can even lead to regular headaches. So I understand completely when people ask me for stretches or exercises to help ease that tension. But there's a problem with this approach. You see, if we don't look at what's creating the neck and shoulder tension we're all experiencing, then our efforts to ease it are pretty useless. All the stretching in the world doesn't matter if you spend all of your non-stretching time adding the tension back in. So I thought we'd chat today about 3 things that you might be doing that are creating tension in your neck and shoulders so that you can really get to the root of the problem. Sound like a plan? Okay, so the first thing I want to invite you to check is your shoes. I know what you're thinking. What the heck, Jen? Have you lost your mind? How on earth do my shoes impact my neck and shoulders? But stick with me for a minute and think about this. Do all of the shoes that you wear on a regular basis have an elevated heel? I say elevated heel because when I say, are you wearing heels, people picture in their mind, stilettos or even a 3 or 4 inch heel, but I'm not just talking about high heels. Even a lot of the shoes that are labeled as flats or athletic shoes come with some elevation at the heel, some padding at the heel. And any amount of elevation at the heel creates a change in the foot angle that can ripple throughout the rest of the body. Heels create this forward pitch of the body that we have to kind of compensate for so that we can stay upright and so that our eyes are looking out at the horizon. The ankles, the knees, the pelvis, and the spine, including the cervical spine, the neck, can all be part of that compensation, can all be thrown off to adjust for that heel that's at our shoe. If all of your shoes have an elevated heel, then it might be a good idea to begin a slow transition to what we call zero drop shoes, or shoes with no elevation at the heel. You want to make that transition slowly, decreasing the height of your heels over the course of several months, especially if you've been wearing an inch or even a couple of inches of heel. You need to slowly reduce that. And as you're slowly changing your shoes, you also want to do lots of calf and hamstring stretching and work on your foot mobility to really gradually help your body adjust to the transition. If you've been walking around with a heel and you all of a sudden transition to zero drop shoes, you're going to have some negative effects there too. So definitely take that change slowly over time. Your neck will be grateful, but the entire body is going to be better for that change. So it's worth the process. Okay, so the second thing that might be adding tension to your neck and shoulders is the position, or more specifically, the rotation of your arms. So try this little assessment for me. If you're sitting down, then stand up and kind of march in place. Shake your arms and your legs a little bit, kind of let your body get loose and comfortable, and then let your arms come to a rest. Where are they? Are your arms next to your sides? Where's your elbow pit, that crease on the inside of your elbow? Where is that pointing? And what about the palms of your hands? What are they facing? If you're like most people who spend time on computers and phones and in cars, then your arms might be slightly in front of the body. Your elbow pits are probably turned in toward the body. And your palms, they're probably facing the wall behind you, or maybe they're resting on your thighs facing the legs. This arm position is called internal rotation. Many of us get up from the computer or we put our phones down, but our arms stay in the position they're in when we're using those things. Not great for the arms, shoulders, or neck. We want to bring the arms back to neutral. So here's what you can do. Several times throughout the day, and I love this as a release when you get up from the computer or when you put your phone down, try this little exercise. Take your arms to the side of the body and start at the upper arm and really bring the upper arm, squeeze it in toward the body. Take a look at that elbow pit, that elbow crease, and externally rotate your arm so that the elbow crease is facing the wall that you're facing. So the elbow crease turns out to face forward. And then your lower arm, so you're squeezing your upper arm and your elbows beside you. Then your lower arm also and your hands also come to the side body. Can you rotate the palm so that the palms of your hand face in toward your legs? So now imagine that we've got your arms kind of glued to the side body, and then you're going to squeeze them there as hard as you can. I'm doing it with you right now. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold this contraction. Elbow pits are pointing forward. Palms are facing in toward the thighs. Squeeze, 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 then exhale and release. Now shake everything out and look at where your arms rest now. Hopefully the elbows are turned out a little more. The palms are in toward the side of the body rather than pointing toward behind you. Over time, slowly doing that exercise where you manually bring them to neutral, elbow pits forward, palms facing your sides, and then squeeze, bring like an actual contraction and hold it there. It helps you to undo that position that the arms get stuck in when you're sitting at the computer. So add that one a couple times throughout the day. See if you can get your arms out of constantly being in internal rotation. All right, the final thing you might be doing to add tension to your neck and shoulders, breathing. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you that you have to stop breathing. I do want to help you pay attention to how you're breathing. That's what we call your breath mechanics. Here's another little assessment for you to try. Take a deep breath and watch which part of your body moves. Did your shoulders go up toward your ears? That habit can create lots of issues in the neck and shoulders. Drawing in a deep breath and letting your shoulders kind of rise over time, each time you're breathing, adds tons of tension up into the shoulders and the neck. Instead, we want to be breathing using our ribs instead of our shoulders. So try this. Take your hands to your sides, the sides of your rib cage, with the fingers toward the front of the rib cage and the thumbs toward the back. And then I want you to take a deep breath in. See if you can keep your shoulders relaxed down away from the ears, but can you feel your ribs, the front, the sides, and the back, expand into your hands? Inhale deeply. And then as you exhale, the rib cage contracts. This kind of 360 expansion of the ribs in the front, on the sides, and the back. That's how we want to be increasing the volume in our lungs, drawing the air in. So see if you can, a couple times throughout the day, check in with your breath and make sure that your shoulders are relaxed and that you're using your intercostal muscles, those little muscles between all of your ribs, to kind of expand the rib cage with each inhale and contract it with each exhale. Okay, so those are your 3 things. Check out your shoes. Slowly make a transition to zero drop shoes. Pay attention to the rotation of your arms and try that kind of arm strengthener where you're squeezing the arms at the side body a couple times throughout the day. And then begin to pay attention to your breath mechanics. Now, I know all of that stuff is going to help get to the kind of root cause, but you probably want some good stretches to have in your arsenal. Guess what? I'm teaching an entire hour-long free movement class all about easing neck and shoulder tension. But it's only for people who are subscribed to my newsletter. The class is going to be on July 23rd. Depending on what year you're listening to this episode, it's July 23rd, 2016. If you are already one of my email subscribers, then text Healthy Moving, all one word, Healthy Moving, to 33444 so that you can be sure to get the registration link for that class. Again, it's on July 23rd, 2016, and I will be sending out the registration link for that to everyone who's on my email list. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll have some links, pictures, and descriptions for all of the exercises I talked about in today's episode over in the show notes for episode 40 at healthymovingpodcast.com. And you know what else is there? A sharing link. If you know someone who has some neck and shoulder tension, and that's pretty much everyone you know, I'm betting, send them the link. We'll both be grateful. If you like what you hear, I'd also appreciate you heading to healthymoving.com/iTunes and follow the steps there to subscribe, rate, and review the show. I so appreciate your feedback, and it helps others who are looking through iTunes trying to find a good podcast. Thank you so much for doing that and for listening. Until next time, friends, keep moving.